Morning, all. All right, so we're up to Seattle and who they might take from Pittsburgh. I got a kind of a kick out of a comment yesterday, which was along the lines of, "Hey, you can't. It's pointless doing this video series now. You shouldn't do this." And I'm thinking, so if I stopped at Philadelphia, Pittsburgh fans aren't going to be very happy. Neither would St. Louis, San Jose, Tampa, Toronto, Vancouver. Like, just finish out the series. So, anyways. And that's where the people don't have to click on certain videos thing comes up. When the channel started out, I remember one of the reasons I didn't just do a video a day and I did multiple videos a day was that people would say, well, I care about this topic you're talking about, not about that one. Could you split them up? I went, yeah, basically. So, all right. Seattle may very well get a good player out of Pittsburgh. And when you look at who Pittsburgh's going to protect, I think it's pretty clear-cut when it comes to the forwards. No movement clauses for Crosby and Malkin, so they likely get protected. I don't think they're going to look for them to waive their no movement clauses so they can expose both of them. That would be an interesting way to go. Bold strategy, right? Gensel, they're going to protect Gensel. Zucker, Rust, Tanev, and Kapanen. Keep in mind, one thing to keep in mind with these protected lists and not protected lists is that if a player misses the last 40 games prior to the end of the season through injury, you don't have to protect him. So there you go. So I've got Tanev and Kapanen. I protected Kapanen, which means I exposed Jared McCann. And I was torn between the two. I was like, all right, do I protect Kapanen or McCann? And it's possible that Brian Rust had a career year and he falls back a bit. But I can't see a situation where he's not protected. So Tanev would be out there on the exposed list. Aston Reese, Bluger, Rodriguez, and Jankowski. Jankowski's notable because now being out of Calgary, he may have a bounce-back season. He had a very, very poor season with Calgary, but I think, you know, when you see 17 goals on somebody's resume that he had a 17-goal season, I think he could have a bounce-back, especially playing in Pittsburgh, right? Although we've expected bounce backs for players that didn't achieve those, like, say, Galchenyuk being a good example of that. So you can't always bet on a bounce back from a player just because they're in Pittsburgh. But of the five, I think Teddy Bluger's the one with the most interesting upside. I think with McCann, I think we know what we get. McCann's probably best suited as a third-line center. Can play wing here and there if he needs to, but probably best suited as the third-line center. And maybe on an expansion team he'd score more. But I think offensively, I think he's about at the top where he's going to be. Now on the blue line, Pittsburgh has to protect Letang, no movement clause. And I don't think there's any situation where they wouldn't protect him even if he didn't have the no movement clause. Same as Crosby and Malkin up top here. And then I protected Dumoulin and Pettersson. Now, Pettersson, I was torn between Pettersson or Matheson because they seem to be very high on Mike Matheson and what he may be able to do. It's not a fantastic contract, but for Seattle, they might look at Matheson and say, well, we don't have cap problems. We can take on Matheson's contract and save money somewhere else. Ceci and Ricola are other ones, too, that are notable, but Cody Ceci's not going to be the loss for Pittsburgh headed to Seattle. And Ricola, I can't see him being the one that gets picked up either. And then in net, of course, you're taking Tristan Jarry, and you're putting him in net. Or you're putting him on the protected list, and it's DeSmith who's going on the exposed list. And I can't see DeSmith being the pick either. To me, I think it's going to be a forward that they lose. It's possible that on this side of the board, maybe they look at Tanev's contract and they say, well, we don't think an expansion team would take it. But Brandon Tanev is exactly the kind of player that an expansion team wants. And while his cap hit, it's a little bit high, it's not that bad. For an expansion team, I think they take him. So Tanev you have to protect. And again, they seem to have designs that Kasperi Kapanen will play the wing on the top line. And if that's the case, then you protect him. So, yeah, there you go. Let me know in the comments section below who you think Pittsburgh may lose to the Seattle Kraken. And again, this is just a fun series just to go through and just to have some fun with while we're still waiting for word from the NHL and what the plan is. It's Monday, November 30th. Today might be a good day. But hey, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just tap it upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.